Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Stockport. I thought we'd start today on the page of Adam Ida because he is our Lord and Saviour these days. He has truly become the striker that I wanted him to be. I am still concerned about what's going to happen next year though if we can't get him back again. Because I feel like that's our big push, and I'm worried that Norwich will either send him out on loan to someone else, they'll want to keep him at the club. But at least we know now that we can actually get away with playing with a striker. We just need to find the right one who has attributes. And even if it isn't him, we might be able to find someone with similar attributes, I suppose. But I would much rather just keep him. I might try and buy him in the summer if the money's right. The word on the wire is that Regan Booty got sent off because a Leeds player was slagging off his favourite dancer, a recently opened Svenningson's lap dancing club in Stockport, dedicated to now Stockport County legend Jonas Svenningsson. Disclaimer, not officially endorsed by Jonas Svenningsson. Well, since I'm technically Jonas Svenningsson, I endorse this message. I finally have FM19, I'm doing the same thing as you with a different team. So, Jason Banton plays there. I thought, okay, I made the best of it. He scored 3 goals and 2 assists in 6 games. 1 goal from a 25-yard free kick and 1 banger from the edge of the box, but he's torn his wrist or something while dipping biscuits in his tea. Coincidence, eh? No, not at all. That man is just insatiable for biscuits, as well we know. I wonder if he's got a club yet. Oh, wow, he's actually retired. That is how bad his career with Stockport went. He went, nope, I've had enough. He's packed it in, he's packed up his biscuits, and he's gone home. I didn't expect him to actually retire. He briefly did a spell at Hemel Hempstead, but that was on loan from us, I think. He only played 25 times for us. He scored 8 goals for us. Like, he wasn't even that bad. It's just that he became an absolute meme of a player. But to retire at 29, I'm sorry to see him go like that. But I find that players retire too early on FM anyway. Anyway, we've had some games off camera against some pretty tough sides, but I think we've actually performed pretty bloody well, to be honest. We started things off against Norwich, though, and unfortunately, without Adam Ida, we just don't look like the same team, as is often the case. We did take the lead in this one through Andy Davidson. First goal of the year for him, getting forward. I think Booty got the assist on that too, which was nice. But then they sort of caught us towards the end of the game. A headed goal from March from a free kick before Morichan was put in behind as well, and then March made it 3-1. We did get a late one back through Liam Miller. Brilliant strike. He literally stopped on the corner of the box, stood perfectly still, and with virtually no backlift, pinged one into the top corner, but we couldn't quite get ourselves level. Is that 2 defeats? No, we drew 2-2 with Norwich on the start of the season, didn't we? But unfortunately, without Adam Ida, we really do just not look like the same team. We weren't too bad in this one, though. Still 2 goals in the match. We just don't look the same without him, as was completely proven as we went to the King Power Stadium away to top-of-the-table Leicester and won 3-2. A complete turn-up for the books. A goal in the 22nd second of the match through Adam Ida. Great assist from John Okoro in this one. He then got a second one on 36 minutes. Shashua added one in between, and we were 3-0 up away at Leicester. They got one back just after half-time through Suarez, and Sharescu got one back too. And honestly, Leicester should have won this match. We had no right to win this. We scored with our first 3 shots on target. But they could not find an equaliser, let alone a winner in this, and they battered us for much of the second half, creating chance after chance, but they could not take them. Molden was fantastic in goal. We've got a 7.4 despite conceding 2 goals. I think he made like 10 saves in this match, or it might be 9. Either way, fantastic performance, and more performances like this would see us move up the bloody table, but it wasn't quite to be. Great performance from Ida, though, because he assisted Shashua's goal. And then, such is life, back at home against Sheffield United. Very good side again, but we'd just beaten the top of the table team. So to then lose 1-0 at home to Sheffield United was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. It was a fairly even game. We didn't really create a lot, and unfortunately Lucas Jukovic gave them the winner in the 86th minute with a great header. I think it was George Honeyman that crossed it in. No, maybe not. No, it was that guy. Hadajanai? Doesn't he play for Huddersfield in real life? I think the name rings a bell. But yeah, a bit disappointed. To be fair, by beating us, they did go above Leicester and went top of the league. So, you know, you beat top of the league, you lose to top of the league. It's much of a muchness, really, and I don't think we deserved to beat Leicester. If anything, we deserved to win this game more. Look at the possession we had. And finally, an absolute humdinger against Derby County. Adam Ida better in this one. He played against Sheffield United, and that was probably the worst performance he's played for us, really. I actually think I substituted him in that game. We took the lead early on through Adam Ida in this one, before Thomas Stacey equalised before half-time for Derby County. Things were looking all right, I guess. We weren't particularly in the ascendancy, but we were still doing well against, again, a playoff challenger. Gribbin's free kick then put us back in front on 58 minutes, pretty much against the run of play. But then when the Polenta own goal happened, Liam Miller smashed across it and deflected off Diego Polenta, and I thought, perfect, 3-1 win, game, set and match. No. Honestly, I thought about putting on defensive at that point, but I figured with the 3rd goal, we wouldn't really need it. And then Benek Afobe broke in behind to make it 3-2, directly off the kickoff. And then, before I could make a change again, directly off the next kickoff, Ryan Kent went through behind and made it 3-3. We've had a lot of high-scoring games this season, that is for sure. I feel like we're probably going to finish top scorers and worst concession. But that would be fine if we can sort of strengthen things over the summer and work on stuff, because this one was points dropped, frankly. I don't care how good Derby were, we didn't need to drop the points here. And all of that leaves us 11th in the league, and that might sound a bit but the point is even though we're not winning a lot of games lately, it just seems to be such a bog in the middle of the championship that you can go 3 or 4 games without a win and barely lose any ground. We're still only 4 points off the playoffs. If anything, it feels like we've gained ground on the playoff spots, which it makes no sense to me. Not only that, but Adam Ider, top scorer in the championship now with 14 league goals. Miller in there with 13. Remember, John Okoro's got 10, I think, as well, which is outrageous. 9 assists for him as well. We're smashing things in terms of goals scored. Honestly, I feel like unless we find any consistency, then we're probably going to finish 11th or 12th this year. And that's all right, I suppose. We can certainly look at what to do for next year, though. The analysis video is going to be very interesting this season, though. That being said, I feel like if we were to put together an even half-decent run of games where we could win like 3 or 4 in a row, because we haven't really done that much. We did it once, I think, 3 games in a row this year, then we could easily find out that last playoff spot is up for grabs, basically. The other ones are looking pretty set. But QPR all the way down to about 15th place Luton Town. There's 5 points between 15th and 6th. This league is mental, that's what I will say. Just in terms of admin, Osman Keke has left the club for £2,500. I actually can't remember who to. We got a 50% of next sale fee clause though, and that was fine. Someone also put a bid in for Josh Doherty, but they wouldn't accept that clause, so he's gone out on loan or is about to. We've also been offered £90,000 by Hearts to get rid of that 50% of next sale fee clause on Tommy Rooney. I feel like we can get more than that for that deal, so I'm going to ignore that for now. Everton also put a bid in of £3 million for Louis Molden, which was huge. I think that's the biggest one we've had for him so far. Very, very pleasing to see that. And that was their initial offer as well. You know, I could have negotiated them probably up to about 5 or 6 with clauses and whatnot. Not that I want to. However, he did get a bit angry because I turned down the bid. But now, because, who was it? Bruno Bridges, I think, was able to talk to him and he agreed to stay. So that's good. Sorted, no problem. Unfortunately, we did have a bid for Liam Miller and he wanted a new contract, which is a bit of a pain, but I felt it was probably necessary anyway. So he is now the highest paid player at the club. He's on nearly £7,000 a week, which is not great, I grant you, but it just kind of had to be done. John Okoro also has a new deal. I know we only just got one, but again, we have bids for him, so he wanted another contract, and I couldn't really get him to sack his agent because his agent represents like 3 of our players, and he likes me, and I think that could help us with contract negotiations later down the line. And I'm also extending Andy Davidson's contract. Unfortunately, he wants a release clause in it too, and so does Ethan O'Kane. O'Kane wants a release clause of £4 million from clubs in a higher division, which worries me because I feel like in this summer, he's the type of player I don't really want to lose like that. So I'm a little bit dubious about putting that one through for now. But I also don't want to lose him next summer because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. It's all a bit of a mess, but I will sort this out, do not worry. I want to make sure we keep the core for the summer and then strengthen. Anyway, today is about revenge. That is as simple as that. Leeds are actually below us in the league now. They were a good side and doing quite well at the time, but they've really, really slipped off. Then again, they are level on points with us, and a win could technically see them go up as high as... Well, if they were to go on to 39 points, all the teams that are actually on 39 points have vastly better goal differences than Leeds, so they could still go above us. So, we played them once, we lost 5-3. I feel like we can definitely do better than that today. I don't see it being one of those games where we keep a clean sheet. Xabi Alonso is now managing Leeds United, so that's definitely different. Do a quick switcheroo. Some players are just going to be too tired to play. I feel like... I don't know why my assistant... is it because of the match load? It could be. I don't know whether I want Tutu or Bridges. Is Bridges fit to play? I think Bridges can happily start this one. He's got a pretty reasonable record as well. John Gray picked up a slight knock in the last match, so he's going to be out for a bit. Davison Booty will miss a game because he's not fully fit. Still pretty strong lineup. The one thing I like about Adam Ider as well is he does have great natural fitness, and it allows you to just play game after game. I mean, look, still got 96% fitness, even though he's just playing twice a week at the moment. So Ider, Miller, Gribben, Okoro, Magoma and Davidson. It's a pretty strong lineup still. Nerfield, Bassage, O'Kane, Bruno Bridges and Louis Molden. On the bench, Murphy, Enabakare, Shashua Thorpe, Regan Poole, Che Tilt and Brandon Hannon. It's nice to see Che Tilt on the bench after his heroic... Well, not heroics. After his solid performance against Dartford. Oh, good. Leeds play 4-3-3. Aaron Ramsey plays for Leeds as well. Kamal Roof, Vargas. This is Matt Pennington. Okay, well, we know what to do against these sort of teams. Narrow defensive line. We're still 11th in the... Whoa, shit. What did I press there? Let's show them why. Oops. That's a really strange reaction. They're worse than the... That's bizarre. I haven't seen them react badly to something like that in a while. Hopefully we can turn that around. Some of them... What are you confused by? I suppose we're not in great form. I think you have to be in good form to get away with that. I'm just so used to us playing well. Narrow defensive line. That's what we want. Gribbin driving forward. We'll do a shout in a minute. We are away. Oh, and Ida nearly got in there immediately. Okoro, Ida, lovely partnership between those two building. Ooh, these look to be going after set pieces. Whoa, and Pennington's header. He scored the opener against us in the first game this year, so he looks dangerous. Robles. It's going to come back to him. The issue is always going to be with this type of system, the overload at the back post. So when they get the position here, there's always going to be this spare player. It's a question of whether they have the tactical ability to actually find him is the issue, because if they lose the ball and it gets headed into this section, we usually have a 3-on-3 or 3-on-2, and then we can break away in numbers. I feel like if we're going to score against Leeds today, it's going to be because of counter-attacks. Robles. Oh, pinged wide of the post. Got a decent amount of space out on the wings, but they're actually not pressing our centre-backs that much, whereas usually 4-4-3 teams tend to do that. Miller goes past one, past two, slides it through for Ida. Oh, Bruno Bridges. Out for Nerfville. Again, we could get caught on the counter as well, because we're sort of at 3-on-1 in some positions at times, but as long as we hold the ball up, that's fine. God, look at the possession we're getting against them. They're not very competent at playing this type of system, I don't think. They're just not really doing anything, but then we haven't done much either. At the moment, we'd be 13th, and yet we'd still only be 4 points off the playoffs. So Cora going through. Miller's header, saved by Belic at the back post. There's just so many teams covering so few. You literally need one good run. Yeah, this is the thing. We've not actually created a great deal. We have been the better team. Let's just keep going. Potentially the team talk that went awry at the start of the game might have had an effect on that, perhaps. So maybe if we just give them a proper good team talk now, that might do the trick and wake them up a little bit. Okay, they're bringing a winger on for a striker. Maybe change the system, because it ain't working for them so far. Oh, they have changed system. They've gone 4-4-1-1. This might actually help us. Might break them down a bit easier. Headed away. Ida. Oh, it's a tough situation for him here. Look at the space at the far post here. You just feel like it's a matter of time. Look at the possession stats. I don't really want to change anything, because at the moment we're actually playing quite well. We've just not created any actual chances yet. Might be tempted to make a slightly earlier sub if we can't find a goal soon. Nerfville. Ball in. Miller! Yes! Liam Miller with the goal. Vash on Nerfville's ball in. Miller with his header. His 14th of the year. We needed that. Where's that going to put us in the grand scheme of things? It's getting tight there. Look at how close. Between 40 points down to 15th place Sheffield Wednesday, there is 3 points separating those teams. Crazy tight at the moment. This would put us like 8th or something, wouldn't it? Oh, come on. No. Not with their first shot on target. Martins. Oh, fuck. Really? Andre Martins, Leeds United 1, Stockport County 1. Oh, we've battered them for 70 minutes of this match. Finally take the lead, and the moment... That's a great finish from Martins, but we've done everything right. We just couldn't... Alright, do we go attacking? Or do we... Maybe for the final, like, 5 or 6 minutes. I just don't want to concede another one. Is that Wan-Bissaka playing for Leeds? It is. Shashua, he could go all the way through and have a shot here. He's going all the way through and have a shot here. Saved by Belic. Nerfville is looking completely knackered, and he's on a booking. I might get another Bakari on with one more sub, and then also gonna... Come on. Move to attacking. Tyrone Mings is injured, and they've made all their subs. Right, okay. Leeds down to 10 men. Go attacking. Go more direct. Come on. 5 minutes against 10-man Leeds. Come on. Gonna tell the team to push forward. Let's find the winner at Ellen Road. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Come on. And nothing. Oh, come on. They've had one shot on target. There we go. 1-1 at Ellen Road. We've been absolutely mugged off. Liam Miller gives us the lead. And Andre Martin's long-range strike levels things up for us. We did not have it. We didn't... We had 27 shots and we've drawn 1 all at Ellen Road. This is the problem we have. We're just a little bit too inconsistent in some of these matches and we get mugged off occasionally. Didn't create that many quality chances though. That's what I would say. Even our goal was from like a set piece kind of situation. We didn't look that free-flowing. Fair number of shots from long range, but still we should be winning these kind of matches when the game is so heavily in our favour. They had 10 men towards the end. That was piss poor. And yet, somehow, we're still only 3 points from the playoff spots. This league is nuts, to be honest. I think other teams must have dropped points against each other. It is getting unbelievably tight now. 3 points separating 6th and 15th in this division. It's anybody's guess what can happen if we could just string a couple of wins together. But then when you drop points like that, that's why I just don't think we're quite cut out for promotion or even a playoff spot this year, unless we find some form. I mean, promotion's obviously totally gone. We're what? 18 points off the promotion spots, but playoffs are still very much a possibility because of QPR. Although they could win their game in hand. Anyway, we've now suddenly only won 1 of our last 5 league games after being on a... Actually, to be fair, we haven't really been on great runs for the most part at all. We had the win against Ipswich and the win against Leicester, but those are our only wins for quite a while, really. Since we had those 3 wins against Swansea, Millwall and Bristol City. I guess we scored some late goals in both these games to win them, so we've sacrificed that by conceding late goals against Derby and then against Leeds to drop points. So it's I guess, swings and roundabouts and all that jazz. Still disappointing, but we're just happy to be here. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, despite the draw and the lack of wins, but hey, still a good win over Leicester, then drop a like on the video. We're selling out our stadium virtually every game now, which is nice. Yeah, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I promise we're not always as inconsistent as this, although it seems that this season we really, really are. Next year, that's going to be my main striving for more consistency with us next year. That's honestly, if we were more consistent, we could easily be right up there, but we just don't have it at the moment. The players, I think maybe the inexperience of some of the players is there, but next year they will all be a year older and a year wiser, and hopefully that will make a difference. I really am concentrating on next season at this point. But the thing is, we're not out of it yet. We're far from being out of the playoff picture despite being 12th. Yeah, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.